So Pfizer just released their adverse reaction documents from the trials based on a court ruling that unsealed about 400 pages of data. That data confirms what some of us already knew in terms of the health dangers of the mRNA vaccines. So how long will it take in terms of years for some of these adverse reactions to occur? And what should we expect in terms of the types of health problems people will have because of the vaccines?
The substances that's in the vaccine gets activated by fear. So if the trajectory of fear-based timeline continues, there will be mass population dying, suffering, health consequences because of it. The health consequences actually is different for each person. That's why the side effects is so wide-ranged.
Will there be a pattern of health issues that are higher in number than other ones?
Blood-related will be higher because the fear energy is highly concentrated in the blood cells. Blood-related issues, things like clots, cancer, attacks like heart attacks or heart-related problems, artery-related problems, or vein-related problems will be more prominent if the fear-based timeline continues.
Will AIDS be a more common one as well?
They're saying yes, but they tell me it's reversible. This is not the same as our old understanding of AIDS.
Would it be a different type of AIDS?
No, it's the symptoms or the diagnosis will be the same, but because this is more blood related. So it's blood related and it's because it's attached to fear. So the symptoms or what it shows up is it would weaken your immune system and make you, so it's shutting down your immune system as a symptom, which is the same as AIDS. But it's not caused by a virus, but more from the substance that's in the vaccine. So this one, they're showing me it's reversible.
In terms of timing, from when a person has the first mRNA vaccine, from then onwards, how many years will the effects last in terms of the variety of health problems that come up? So, for example, could they have a health problem come up 5 years later or 10 years later, or would it be sooner?
The more fear they live in, the sooner it will appear.
So the length of time is hard to predict because of the fear. And if people stop the fear,
there's
then
more.
Yeah,
is a higher chance, not higher chance, the person can heal better and detox the substance. The problem is this thing, if your fear level stays on this, if you keep it in check, but you don't actively heal yourself, as in heal the emotion. So just keep the fear in check. The substance can stay dormant. But the thing is, if when you don't heal these fear-based beliefs, and it stays with you and it gets activated on a later date, it could activate these substances as well. So it's difficult to say, on the current trajectory, if our fear-based timeline continues, most people are unconscious about their fear. We could see a lot of people dying of these issues within the next 12 months to 2 years. For some people, it could have a delayed reaction to 5 years, depends on what's happening at the time.
With regards to Big Pharma, there's a combination of situations occurring globally, from the revelations coming out about the harm the vaccines are doing to biolabs, supposedly in Ukraine and Taiwan, and how they have been used by the globalists to harm humanity, including any future plans. So my question is, will Big Pharma survive all of these events and continue controlling much of what goes on in the world?
This current plan is not going to be successful. So the vaccine is not going to continue. This current vaccine is not going to continue. The globalists, these are not the only way to put the substance in human body. It's the most effective that they thought of, but it's not the only way. So Big Pharma, as they are now, will fail. But as we said before, they have other plans.
In the long run, say 5 years down the track, will they still be in control if they succeed with their plans? Well, I mean, if they don't succeed with their plans.
They will keep trying. Their success depends on the collective. This time, the collective also activate us to put in non-timeline altering interventions. But it also depends on if the collective wants it or not. So in 5 years, it all depends on what humanity wants for the future. The globalist is going to continue to try their agenda. They won't stop.
And last question, more and more evidence is coming out that mainstream media have been paid off by the governments and that there's corruption in place, not only to promote COVID as something far worse than what it is or was, but to encourage people to take the vaccines. So what impact will this have on mainstream media globally in the longer term future?
This is probably the most effective tool to spread fear, and they won't give up on them. The antidote is the non-mainstream, and that's where we see hope, because many big population collectively, even if they're not awakened or aware of their fear, intuitively, they are stirring away from mainstream media, and that's where we see hope. So, as a wave, the mainstream media is a lost cause. It will never come back to the same neutral level, ever. But we do see hope as more non-mainstream are becoming more popular and people choose them as their source of information.
Are there any final messages to give us today before we finish?
Just need to encourage each other to be vigilant about fear, about identifying with fear, and be aware of it. When you're aware of it, you're already on a different vibrational level than it. So it's important that we have to do that for ourselves and encourage each other to do that too. And spreading the message